What are some of the challenges your organization faces when it comes to connecting with athletes on and off the field? Well, I mean, this has been a challenge not only for our organization, but I think for every sport in general and every healthcare practice in general, is how to communicate, how do we communicate with, injured athletes as they're going through the recovery? Also, how do we provide communication to the coaching staff who's dealing with these athletes on a day-to-day basis? How do we communicate return to play status? How do we tell a coach that, at practice today, I want you to run these specific drills to try and get a feel for how this athlete is performing in a certain way, whether or not they're ready to start returning back to sport or not. So, communication lines, I think, are huge when it comes to sports injuries in general, and in concussion, I think it's even more so. I think that we need strong communication lines to both report that injury when it happens to the right person, but then we need communication that injury has been confirmed, right? Especially when concussion, when you need, return to play clearance letters and things like that. Well, has this person actually seen a healthcare professional? Has this person actually, been diagnosed? Are they going through the protocols? And then in which case, which stage of the protocol are they on? That type of thing. So if you're in the NFL and you have a team doctor, well, all that's being communicated. But at the amateur levels, you don't have that. And so one of the things that we've developed within our organization, Complete Concussion Management, is the Concussion Tracker app. So the Concussion Tracker app works directly with our concussion database. And actually, Complete Concussion Management operates one of the largest concussion databases in the world, where all of the clinics that are within our network utilize this for all their concussion information. So all their baseline test data is stored on this system. All the injury data, injury reports, all the stuff is stored on this system. That communicates with the smartphone app. So the smartphone app is meant for coaches and also sideline therapists, so that when an injury happens, you don't have to have a binder or bag full of scat reports. You have it right on your phone. You click that athlete's name, you click report injury, and it walks you through an assessment for that athlete. And then you hit submit that report. And that report then gets sent directly to one of our certified clinics, so whatever clinic that athlete belongs to. Now that communication line is immediate. So now your injury is getting reported directly to a healthcare professional with training in concussion. Now that communication line is set up. When that athlete comes into the clinic and goes through the assessment and actually receives a formal diagnosis or formal clearance, the app updates. So now a coach who's reported an injury on a kid knows as soon as that assessment happens that, okay, the diagnosis has been confirmed. And then as they go through the process of returning back to school, returning back to sport, teachers have access to that app as well. So they can see what stage an athlete's on, what they're allowed to do in school, what they're not allowed to do in school. And then the same thing goes for the coaching staff of their particular team. So that way, as the process happens, every single person is now kept within the communication circle. Everyone has a job to do when it comes to concussion. There's so many people that are stakeholders for a particular individual: teachers, coaches, training staff, medical professionals, etc. And this system was designed to keep everybody on the same page, to keep kind of a cohesive unit, to keep everyone working together, to make sure that the right things are done at the right time and make sure that nothing slips through the cracks. This app actually also reports the injury to other sports. So if you have a multi-sport athlete, which is extremely common this day and age, where somebody's a lacrosse player, but they also play on the football team and maybe the hockey team, as soon as that injury gets reported on the lacrosse team, the football coach and the hockey coach and everyone else automatically receive a notification saying that there's been a suspected concussion. So when Johnny tries to skirt the system and get back onto the soccer field because the soccer coach doesn't know that he got a concussion playing football, well, now the soccer coach does know, because that has immediately been notified to everybody else. So that's how we're dealing with some of the challenge around communication and concussion. I'd love to hear some other ideas around this, because it's obviously a huge component of sports injury management, and in particular